Hello, hello. Welcome back. I'm going to give everybody just a second to jump on here. If you're watching this as a replay, feel free to go forward a little bit. If you're watching it live, there's a little live red button up here. This is the second part of the May 2025 Party Piggy class. This is the layout portion. So we had some technical difficulties yesterday. And so this is happening a little late, and I do apologize for that. But you know what? Sometimes you can't control things. You just got to go with the flow, right? Thank you for being understanding in the fact that I have to deal with things just like you do. So, I hate it though. It drives me crazy. You know, when you feel like, I feel like I should be able to rely on my technology, and it's just not always that way. Sometimes I can't. So, anyway, welcome back. Okay, are you guys ready for the cute, adorable Party Piggy ham it up layouts? I'm going to go ahead and get right to it just to save time here. So again, this is part 2 of the May 2025 Party Piggy monthly class. And we are going to do the layout. Now, I did do a few steps at the very beginning of, or the very end of the last video before I had a technical issue. I am so sorry about that. And I'm going to just kind of walk you through them. I can't redo them, but I will walk you through them. You didn't miss much, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Okay, so this is the layout that we're doing. Super cute. And what we have done so far, hopefully you saw this part, is add our borders. Super simple. We're going to add the pink right along the edge. We're going to add the half, the piece of white that you have, you want to tear in half all the way down. And then have the torn edge showing at the top of the page, or, you know, on the top side. Just butt that right up against the pink, and then we're going to lay the green on top so that it just shows a little bit of the white. Super simple. Do that on both sides, and then you're ready to go from there. If you haven't done that step, you may just want to watch the rest of this and then do that part as we go, and then you can catch up. Okay, so that's those two pieces. The other thing we did already do is we stamped our two little piggies, and I did mention to you guys on these two plain pieces, there are two square white pieces. Don't stamp on those. These are the two rectangular pieces. You can do your piggy head and your body separate. Use the dies to cut those out if you have the dies, or you can fussy cut those out and do them separate, or you can cut them like this, and we're going to fussy cut those out. It's a really simple fussy cut, so it works pretty easily, but you cannot cut them out with the die if you put the head and the body together like this, just FYI. I mean, I guess you could partially die cut it and then stop here and then finish it up. That's a possibility. You guys want to see that? I might show you one like that, just so that if you do have dies and you want to try that, you can give it a try. Let me grab my dies here. Okay, so in the die set, if you do have the dies, oh, also we did stamp the little hat and the little flags. We haven't colored them yet, but we did stamp them. Okay, so you have the little head and the little body, right? If you want to try to do this, it's kind of funny. We just did an embossing video or embossing machine video. So this will kind of show you another reason to partially die cut. All right. So for this, if I wanted to do this, what I can do is I can pop this on here, and you want to make sure you tape it down, because if you don't, it might move. So tape it. Then you're going to take your embossing machine, and I've got all my little plates. I'm going to pop this in here with the feet going down, and I'm going to stick this on here. Hold on. And I just want to make it stop before it gets to his face, because I don't want it to cut where where it shouldn't, right? So I'm going to stop it right there. So I'll go ahead and cut this through and grab my plate here on the other side so it doesn't pop out. All right, so then I can take off this. You can see it's stopped right there. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make up a little bit of that. All right, and then I can also take the same thing with the head. So this is for those of you that have the dies. And again, I'm gonna just stop it right there where the cut lines match up. I don't want it to cut past that. Oops, sorry. Okay. And now I can remove my tape here. And it looks like this side cut all the way through, so that's cool. That was just happenstance. But this side, I do have a little tiny bit that I'm gonna need to cut myself. So I'm gonna go from right here to the cut line just to get rid of that, so it's out of my way. And then I can finish up cutting around this spot right there. So just that little spot I have to fix. So you can do it, it is possible. So in particular, I would find going around the tail to be nice to not have to do, because that is a little bit challenging. But as you can see, it doesn't cut, you know, it cuts out just like right up above the little thing. So you can do that yourself too. So for those of you that want to cut it out yourself, that's super easy to do as well. And so we can just fussy cut it out. Hello, hello everyone. Thanks for jumping back on. I'm so sorry about yesterday. It happens. Technical difficulties. What are you gonna do? I am in the process of, I'm gonna have to go, I think I may have told you guys this the last time I had an issue. I think I'm gonna have to go get a new battery for my phone, because we looked into it and I think I've got a battery problem. So it's not 100% anymore. I mean, like in the sense that it's not, what's the word I want? It's not optimal, and occasionally my phone is overheating, which is really bad. So I'm going to take it over and get the battery replaced. But finding time to do that is not always easy. So I really haven't had a chance to do it yet, and I need to. So, because it doesn't always charge correctly, and it doesn't, and sometimes it overheats, which is really bad. So I do apologize for my technical. It's funny, it's a new phone. It's not like it's old. It's a 14. I think, I'm not even sure if I'm done paying for it, to be honest. You know, I've got AT&T, you pay for it every month kind of thing plan. I don't even know if I've finished paying for it yet. So it's definitely not old. Who knows? So glad to have you guys all with me. So does everyone on today, did everyone on today start yesterday on your kit, or is anybody on for the first time? So you might have missed the part where and I did just talk about how to do that part, since that was part of yesterday. Okay. So we have our two little piggies ready to go, and we have these. We need to color these. And we need to do a little bit more stamping. So our last thing we need to stamp is these two white pieces. And so the only stamp we need to use left is our confetti stamp, and we're going to be using the two colors Shy Shamrock, which we didn't use on the cards, so this is the first time we're using this, and Pretty in Pink, okay? And I'm just now realizing I meant to put the Shy Shamrock over here and the Pretty in Pink over here, and I put it in the wrong place, so maybe we'll fix that on this one. All right, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat and a scratch piece of paper. This is where we were yesterday when I lost my video feed. And we are going to stamp with Shy Shamrock. And I highly recommend, I realize that you're going to put a photo in this, but I don't know what size photo you're going to use. If you're going to use, like these are 3 1/4, so you might use 3 by 3 photos, but you might use a circle. I mean, who knows? So I recommend stamping the whole thing. That way, no matter what photo size you end up using, it's going to look good, right? All right, so I just start in the middle, and then I'm going to work my way out. And you can do it at any angle you want. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to, I want to try to fill in and not get myself cornered to where I can't get any more stamping in there, you know? So that's kind of my goal when I do this. All right, there we go. Isn't that great? All right, so there's the green. And then clean that off really well. Make sure you don't have any green left on there. I usually start with a lighter color first. I have no idea why I grabbed the green first. It's fine. Just make sure it's really clean. All right, then we're going to do the same thing with Pretty in Pink. Not started yet, Phyllis. Okay. So I did just go over how to start your pages, and you can do that. All right, so then we'll go, and you can see here, it doesn't really matter how you start, but I always start somewhere in the middle because it's just easier to fill in. I had a weird spot there. All right. I do want to make sure that my edges look really good because that's most likely what's going to be seen. So I always make sure that I feel like the edges are filled in nicely. All right, so there's our pink. Okay. Clean that off again. And we're done with all of our stamping. So we have our pigs and our flag and our hat stamped. You can use your extra white if you want to make more flags and more hats. You can totally do that and then just fussy cut them out, or use your own dies to cut them out if you have the dies. These two are going to go on the right hand side with the rest of the stuff for the right hand side, and then the left hand side over here. So just to redo what we've got on the left, we've got these 3 pieces for our left hand page, as well as we'll have a piggy over there. The right hand page has the 2 main colors again, the designer series paper, that white intricate piece there, the pink, and then these 2 that we just stamped. So that's all of the pieces for that. Okay, before we actually put things together, I want to go ahead and color our piggies. So let's do that. We've got our colors here, and we're also going to use the green for the flag stuff too. So we'll get to that in just a second. So starting with our pigs, we're going to color them the same way we did the, and I'm sorry, I don't have labels on these yet. I'm so far behind. This is the Strawberry Slush Dark and Light and the Pretty in Pink Dark and Light blends. So I'm going to start with the light Strawberry Slush. I'm actually not going to use the dark at all. So I've got the light, and I'm just going to fill in the nose and all the spots, and then this little inside part of his ear and his little hooves. I liked making, I know it's not practical, but I like making his hooves pink. I thought it was so cute. I did one card with them gray, and then the rest I did pink because I really thought it was adorable. Is it just me, or is that just so cute? I love this color combo, you guys. The two pinks and the Shy Shamrock together is just a beautiful color combo. It completely reminds me of my daughter's. She had a bedroom spread, like a bedspread quilt type thing from, I think it was from Pottery Barn, I'm pretty sure, when she was little, that had like two shades of pink like this and a green, and I think there was a stripe of yellow in there and orange, and it was like a plaid. It was so pretty. I loved it so much, and she loved it, and her whole bedroom was in those colors because of it. So we started with the bedspread, and that created everything else. Okay, then I'm going to go to my dark Pretty in Pink, and we're going to just color the shadows here. So under the ear, down the left side of the face, and the bottom side of the face is what I usually do. You guys can choose how to do your own shadowing. Under his little dimple, I'm also going to do the bottom of this ear and just a little bit under the ear. Under his neck, so under his head, they'll be shadowing the bottom of the arms and also down the left side of the body and the bottom of the body. I'm going to go ahead and just fill his legs, and they're short and stubby. They're going to be pretty shadowed. And then the bottom of this arm and a little down that side just for shadowing effect. So once we've done that, you can grab your light color and bring that in and blend in with the dark. Make sure you go over the dark as always. Remember, saturation is important here. It will look better if it's more saturated. Easy peasy. And we'll do the body the same way. So, what do you guys have planned for Father's Day? Anything? Do you celebrate with anybody you know? Are you going to be with family, friends, etc.? We're going to be on our family reunion, so we're doing Father's Day with all the dads in the family, which is going to be really interesting. We've never done that before. We usually have family reunion a little earlier, so pretty crazy. Okay. Next one, same thing. We're going to just go ahead and grab our dark and do our shadowing. Waiting on the sweet. Oh, you're waiting on your Piggy sweet? You don't have it yet? Gotcha. Was it back ordered or did you just not get it in time? I don't even know if it got back ordered or not. So many things have gotten back ordered lately. It's been crazy. Okay. I can't keep up. And I do want to point out, with this lighter pink, if I go over the nose, it's not the end of the world. Like, it may lighten it a little bit, but you can go over it. If it bothers you, don't, but, yeah. Or you can do this first and then come back and do the actual nose by itself afterwards. So that's an option too. Just, you know, different ways of doing things. But make sure everything's really well saturated. I am definitely running out of this marker. I've already ordered another one because, yowzas, it is getting low. You can hear it definitely getting dry. So I have to go over it multiple times. You probably won't have to do that with yours. But it's amazing. I've had this for a year and I'm just now, and I've used it a ton, and I'm just now getting to the bottom of it. So they do last a long time, because I've only ever bought the one. But I've used this pink a lot. All right, so there's our piggies done. Okay, now for the flag and the, I'm gonna actually grab, just because these are smaller and harder to hold on to, that'll hold them kind of in place. So we're going to do our hat the same way we did before. So what I recommend is just go ahead and hit your light colored areas. Or you can actually hit the whole hat if you want to with the light. And then come back in with the dark and do your dark stripes. And then I do it again. So I just come back in on those dark stripes and do them one more time just to create a little bit more contrast. And that'll work for that. And then for the flag, I took the dark and I'm going to, on this double one here, I'm going to do the left and bottom side of the front flag. And then I'm going to do the entire back flag with dark. And then the front flag, I will fill in with the light. And if you want to, you can come back in and do that dark again in the back, just to add a little bit more contrast. And then for the flag, we're going to use the light again. So I'm going to do the dark of the pretty in pink. Sorry, is what I meant to say. Pretty in pink. That's what I'm trying to say. You're meeting at a restaurant. We are meeting at a restaurant. Is that you and your family? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to go ahead and do my shading. And then add the light. Just like that. All right. So there's those ready to go. All right, we're ready to assemble. So we're going to have one pig on either side. Our flags go on the right and our little hat goes on the left. Let's start with our left hand page. So this is the one with the border on your left hand side. And we're going to take our pieces here and they're going to go on here approximately like this. Give me a second to get them in the exact right spots. But we're going to add our piggy up here. So we're going to put Ham It up here. So I do want to have some room up here, but it doesn't have to be a ton. And then we have one photo mat here, one here. I'm going to bring this over a little bit. So I don't want them exactly on top each other. A little bit like that. And then we'll bring this guy down because he's going to have a little hat. So I want that about like that. So that's approximately where I want everything. So go ahead, and add these on. We'll pop this piece up here. Hopefully straight. This piece is has been run through an embossing folder, so I am going to put adhesive all the way around for this one. I don't normally do that, but I do want to do it for this one just so it doesn't, whoops, just so it doesn't warp or anything. Embossing folders have a tendency to do that if you don't put adhesive all the way around. So we'll add that one here, just like that. And then our green one, we can just do our 4 corners like we normally do. And we're going to bring that over a little bit. We'll add our Piggy on here. He's so cute. Isn't he adorable? I love this little Piggy. We're going to add our hat. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a piece of grid paper just so you guys can see what I'm doing here. You don't need that. I mean, normally I could see through to my glass mat, but it's harder for you guys to see that on camera. So I'm just going to use grid paper so you can see. So grid paper or your glass mat, anything works. And then put your silicone mat on top of that you can see through. And you're going to use the line to line up your letters. So we've got all of our little pieces here. Probably shouldn't put them on there because it'll stick. All right, so we've got, now I will tell you that I'm not doing this straight, but I'm going to use the line to make sure that I am doing it correct. If you want it to be straight, you totally can do that. So I'm going to do mine at an angle, but I want to keep everything basically in line. So I'm just going to use the line to make sure that I'm keeping everything together. It doesn't need to be my baseline. I'm just trying to keep everything sort of going the same way and spaced out correctly. Here it is. So ham it up. Just a little bit more. Ham it up. And then I'm going to do my exclamation mark. Now I'm going to leave my dot because, well, it's easier later to add it. But I am going to leave that. So give me a second here to just do that. That looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to take a piece of washi tape and we're going to add that on top to pick all that up. I want to make sure that it looks good on my, I don't want to lose that. I want to make sure it looks good here. Like I like the length of it and all that. That looks good. So I'm happy with that. So now I can flip this over. There we go. And we're going to add our green glue to this. Just some dots will do ya. All right. All right, once you get all your glue on, we're gonna pop this on here. Try to get it centered. Ham it up. Is that straight? Looks pretty straight. I don't want it going up at an angle, so I try to make sure it's all straight. Okay. We're gonna let that sit for a second. While that's sitting, I'm gonna add some embellishments here. So we have a couple of the pinks left. And then we have all these white ones. So most of this is going to be the white, but that works because we have a background that is pink, so it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a large pink, the dark pink, a large one over here around this pig, the large one. The small light pink over here, and then a small white also up here. Okay, so this we're going to save for the other side. We're going to do a few more of the white ones here. So I'm going to grab 3 of the large white ones. Is it large or small? No, I think it's small actually. Hold on. Yeah, it's small. I didn't want to tell you wrong. Okay, so we're going to put 3 of the small, I'm like totally doing this wrong. Grab your silicone mat and stick it under this and it works better. That little bit of give helps so much. Okay, just like that. All right, and then we're going to take this off. Go at about a 45-degree angle, gently pull this off. Make sure everything is down. All right, I'll save that for another day. And I'm gonna add a little dot of glue right here for our dot for our exclamation mark. And I'll use my, if I can get it to flip over, I'll use my little gummy end on my pick your tool, or pick your, wait, what is it? Take your pick tool. Why do I always say that wrong? I don't know. Pick your tool. That sounds better to me. Take your pick tool. Y'all know what I'm saying. Okay. And that side is done. Okay, then we're gonna move over to the right hand page. Right side page, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. Do y'all speak Jeri? Cause I don't. Okay. Okay, so on this page we have the green one here, then we have this one, which we're gonna layer up. Trying to get it straight, sorry. Okay, so we layer that up. And then we have the white piece that'll go on top of this. Our little pig is gonna go here with its flag. And then these 3 pieces are gonna go up here. So pink, green, pink, dark pink, and green. So this is the Pretty in Pink, the strawberry slush, and then the Shy Shamrock. And then we have a little piece of Shy Shamrock here, and I'm going to go to the short end, and I'm going to just make a little pennant. So I'm going to go up the center, and then go corner to the top of that line. And that is going to go up here. Okay, so something about like that. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding these. I'm going to start with this one down here. I want it about 1 inch from the top approximately, and about a little less than ½ an inch from the side, and that'll give you a good starting point. So about 1 inch from the top and a little less than ½ an inch from the side. And then this piece, I'm going to not center it. It's going to come down just a little bit below the center mark, not much, and about 3/4 of an inch from the side of this. I want it to come past the green piece over here. So wherever that is for you. just like that. We're going to take our piece that we can either use for a photo or for journaling and pop this on right here. And then our little piggy is going to overlap that, but I'm not going to put any adhesive right here in case I do want to tuck a photo under there. That will give me that option. If you don't want to tuck a photo in there, under there, you can of course go ahead and adhere that part. And then we will add our flag on top of that. Might want to use a little bit of liquid glue there if you want. It's up to you. He's got his little flags. Yeah, I'm going to put a little dot of liquid glue there just to make it stick down. There we go. All right. And then we're going to bring this piece up close to the top. And I'm going to tuck this little flag under that top corner. Just like that. This is going to overlap here, but before I do that, I want to go ahead and put this one down too. So probably something about like this. I do want them to overlap a little bit, so about like that. I'm going to be careful with the overlap though. I want to do the white first. I think I want to bring this one down. Yeah, let's bring this one down. So this is going to be lower. You can see this is about 1 inch down, whereas this is like 1/2 inch down. So that's a little lower, and then this one will very lightly cross over those two. Barely. Just barely, okay? So if I keep my adhesive toward the center on this one, then I won't have to worry about any overlap with other, you know, photos and stuff. I can just pop it on here like this and it should be fine. This one's actually further apart than my previous one, so, but that works. Okay, then we're going to take our 2 pink dots that we have left. We've got a large of the light pink and a small of the oops, wrong one, of the dark pink. So I'm going to take the large light pink and that's going to go here, the small dark pink right here, and then I'm going to take a large of the clear and put that on there. Also for the large, I'm going to take 3 of those and I'm going to put them over here. 1, 2, oops, 3. Try to get those generally evenly spaced. And then up here, I'm just going to add 2 more, 1 large, 1 small of the white. Ta-da! And that is the super simple and adorable Party Piggy, otherwise known as Ham It Up layout. Hope you guys enjoyed this layout. And I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I will see you next week. Have a great day. God bless.